This video is for beginners. If you've never done wholesaling, or if you've never done a real estate deal and you're trying to get into real estate, or if you're trying to get into real estate wholesaling, this video is for you. I'm going to break down the 6 steps to doing real estate wholesaling, okay? So I hope you have your pen and paper. Also in the show notes will be the 6 steps written out for you. This will be your platform of what you need to understand and what you need to study, okay? So these are the 6 steps of wholesaling, and I'm not going to go into exact detail on how to do each step, but this is going to give you an outline of what real estate wholesaling is and what needs to be done to be able to be successful and get money in your bank. I hope you guys enjoy this content. Let's dive in. Hi, my name is Zack Boothe, and I help people just like you become ultra successful in real estate investing and more specifically, real estate wholesaling. So you can follow along on this YouTube channel. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. And also, if you would like to apply for my mastery program, get direct access to me and all the actionable steps to become a successful wholesaler, make sure you go to my website, linked in the description below, and book a call so you can either talk to me or one of my onboarding coaches to see if we are a fit to help you in your journey to become a real estate wholesaler. Enjoy the content. Step 1 of real estate wholesaling is getting a cash buyers list. Others may argue that if you find a good deal, your cash buyers will appear. BS to that. If you want to be successful, you need to have buyers on board first. I suggest you get a minimum of 200 cash buyers. There are videos on this YouTube channel of building your cash buyers list, right? But building a cash buyers list is important. I'm going to tell you about my very first wholesale deal. I made 10 grand on my first wholesale deal. And the situation was I got a property under contract, very successful investors. They had a partnership fall apart. There was one property left. They told me the price of $80,000. They said they wouldn't go lower. I had no idea what the property is worth. I was very inexperienced. But I had been building my cash buyers list. I had met an investor at an auction at the county courthouse steps. Here's a tip, right? How to go get cash buyers. But I was at that county courthouse and I added him to my cash buyers list. He was the only one that even reached out once I sent that email out. He was the only one interested in the deal. Everyone else said I was way too high. He paid me $10,000 for that contract, so total purchase price for him was $90,000. He did that because he had what was called a 1031 tax exchange. So for tax purposes, he needed to buy a house fast. So he was a motivated buyer. So because I had the right buyer on my cash buyers list, I made money. If I only would have had 4 or 5 people, or like the people, the very experienced investors in my RIA group and those kinds of things, I wouldn't have sold the deal. That one cash buyer made the difference of me making 10 grand versus not making a thing and having to cancel the contract. So building your cash buyers list is step 1, okay? I suggest, like I said, a minimum of 200 cash buyers. Step 2 is setting up your foundational pieces. So that includes getting a title company that understands how to do real estate wholesaling transactions and a real estate attorney. Sometimes they're one and the same depending on the title company or depending on the state that you live. Certain states, actual attorneys have to do all closing transactions. So you'll have to figure that out. But you get a title company that knows how to close, and then an attorney that can help you with purchase contracts, right? Because you got to be able to have a purchase contract to be able to assign. Not all, most state approved purchase agreements have a paragraph in there that says you're not allowed to assign that purchase contract to a different buyer or to a different entity. And you'd have to have another piece of paper that'll allow that. So you need to have a specialized purchase agreement or the addendum to go with the state approved forms that allows you to assign the purchase agreement. You also need to have a separate agreement that allows you to sell the purchase contract that you have to a different cash buyer. So you're going to have those 2 contracts in place. So once you do find a seller and a buyer, you have the paperwork that you need to be able to do the deal, as well as the title company to be able to close the transaction. I suggest you have an attorney as well to be able to help you with probates, evictions, answering questions that you might have, reviewing your purchase agreements, helping educate you and inform you if real estate wholesaling, what are the certain regulations around it in your market so you stay out of trouble, okay? Step 3 of real estate wholesaling is marketing. This is the most important part of real estate wholesaling. Remember, if we cannot find a deal, we can't sell a deal. If we cannot find a motivated seller and get a super discounted price, you will never make money. So this part is so very important. There's lots of strategies. So if you look up how to find motivated sellers on YouTube, you're gonna find lots and lots. This whole YouTube channel, DFD Mastery, stands for Driving $4 Mastery. Driving $4 is a marketing strategy. It's a way to find motivated sellers. That strategy alone has made me a millionaire, truly has. That strategy has allowed me to find deals, millions upon millions of dollars worth of deals over the last 5 years, right? So if you guys are looking for strategy, Driving for Dollars is the best. I teach it. There's lots of content. You can even watch my 40 grand in 40 day challenge on this YouTube channel, where I actually go out and do Driving for Dollars and show you what I'm doing and how to do it, right? So that is the next part of it, is the marketing. If you do not have marketing, you have no business, okay? So there's lots of strategies: radio, TV ads, bandit signs, postcards to generic lists, cold calling, texting, all those things. My favorite is Driving for Dollars. So that's the marketing portion, okay? Step 4 of real estate wholesaling is, once you find a motivated seller, once you find someone that doesn't want to list with an agent, right? They don't want to go the traditional route of selling their house. They want to work with an investor. They want a cash offer. They want to be done quickly. They're willing to walk away from some of the value in the house to be done fast. Once you find that person, now you have to know how to talk to the seller. You need to know how to negotiate. You need to know how to make an offer to them that they'll accept. You need to know how to make an offer and close to get them to sign, instead of just giving them a number and they say, well, think about it, and call these other investors and get more numbers, and you'll never get the deal, right? You need to know how to talk to sellers and negotiate. That is the next part, and truly a very, very complicated and scary part if you don't know what you're doing, especially if you don't even know what you should be offering. And if you don't even know what a number would be that a buyer would pay, right? So that is the next part of real estate wholesaling, is knowing how to negotiate, knowing how to offer, how to get those contracts signed by your sellers. Step 5 of real estate wholesaling is marketing that purchase contract for sale. So once you get it signed by your sellers, now you got to go find a buyer for the opportunity. So you got to send an email blast or text blast or call, the inspection process, negotiating with your end buyers, and accepting an offer and getting that assignment contract signed between you and the end buyer. So that's the next step of real estate wholesaling. The final step and sixth step of real estate wholesaling is putting it all together. So now you have the purchase agreement between you and the seller, the assignment agreement between you and the end buyer. You got to take all that to the title company and work with the title company, clear up any liens, getting payoffs, figuring out judgments, making sure probate's finalized, whatever complications are around title, working with tenants that might be in place. Sometimes the end buyer wants the property vacant before they'll close, and so you're trying to negotiate cash for keys with tenants. A lot of the times there's a lot of headaches that comes in place at this stage of the deal. And you could have $50,000 on the line, the seller signed, the buyer signed, but there's a tenant in place that has to go, and there's $50,000 on the line. And so you're doing everything you can to get that tenant out, or whatever it might be. There might be a judgment, and sometimes deals can completely fall apart at this stage, which is extremely heartbreaking if you're expecting to make 50, 60, or even 100 grand on an assignment fee. And so this is the final step, and I guess maybe there is a seventh if you count going and picking up the check or opening the bank account and seeing the wire hit your account. Real estate wholesaling is work. It is honestly one of the best ways that I've ever found to build wealth, because not only do you get large assignment fees, but you're having awesome opportunities come across your table to be able to pick up rentals, seller finance opportunities, subject to opportunities, right? You're able to make a ton of cash and be able to cherry pick some of the best investment opportunities that you probably will ever see anywhere, right? And you're the only one that has an opportunity at them because you're sourcing the deals. I love real estate wholesaling. It took me from a window cleaner to being a millionaire and having a ton of success and being able to give back and contribute by doing YouTube videos just like this. But if you're wanting to learn all of these steps in detail and be able to be successful and do your first deal in only a matter of a few months, I would love to talk to you about that. You can come book a call for me. It's free. Go to dfdmastery.com. That stands for Driving for Dollars. Remember, dfdmastery.com. Click on book a call, and I'd love to talk to you about what you're trying to do and see if we can help you speed up the process and help you get going in real estate wholesaling. I hope that answers your questions. If you have anything else you'd like me to produce or any other content you'd like me to create, go ahead and post it in the comments below. And if you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next video.